Welcome back, Unpeelers. Over the weekend, two Major League Baseball players were indicted on gambling charges. That marks the second major crackdown of sports betting. Here to break down what is going on in the professional sports world is our sports reporter, Nathaniel Cunningham. Now, Nathaniel, what has happened to these two players who were indicted?
Yeah, well, for Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz, they're both facing up to 65 years in prison for intentionally throwing balls. They're trying to throw pitches outside the strike zone, and that's because they had gamblers, their bookies on the side, who were betting up to $10,000 on these individual pitches, and then they were going to receive some of the benefits. So Clase was reported to receive just about $5,000, and then Ortiz was received a little bit less than that. So not a ton of money, but intentionally throwing pitches outside the zone.
So why do you think we've seen then an increase in these sports betting cases?
Well, back in 2018, the Supreme Court actually overturned a decision that it allowed sports betting outside of the city of Las Vegas and the state of Nevada as a whole. And what that started was really this idea of sports betting everywhere. And then you saw people like Jonte Cook in the NBA, Jamison Williams in the NFL, and you saw Shohei Ohtani's interpreter also go down for gambling. You're seeing it be more accessible, and that accessibility is what's hurting leagues.
You mentioned the MLB, the NBA, the NFL. So what are these leagues doing to prevent these cases?
Well, one of the biggest things is that ESPN actually has their own program, ESPN Bet. Well, they've canceled that deal with Penn Entertainment. That was a 10-year contract. They terminated 8 years early. So this is not like these leagues or these teams aren't taking this seriously. The MLB is also instituting a rule where you can no longer place a bet on an individual pitch for more than $200, and you can't include that bet in parlays. So it's not like these leagues are just kind of brushing this under the rug. It's a really big deal, and they're taking it seriously.
Thanks so much, Nathaniel. Over to you, Ricky.